Hey everybody, my name is Jared Berglund and I'm the owner of Pure Vision Entertainment, and today I am sitting down with one of my great friends and DJs, Clarissa, who I would love to be able to introduce everybody to. Clarissa, why don't you tell the viewer a little bit about yourself, your background, and how you came about connecting with me.
Thank you so much for having me again. It has been a pleasure working with you for
2 years
2
now?
years.
I think we just wrapped up 2 years now.
Yeah, time is just passing by so fast. So my name is Clarissa. I'm from Brazil. I've been DJing for the past 16 years, and I've been living in the US for the past 6 years, almost 7 now.
Let me kind of give a backstory. There was a bar and restaurant in which I was running called Oh Dear Bar and Grill, and you happen to be very well known in the Portland scene for both bars, clubs, and private events. And you happen to put on a once a quarter Brazilian party, and had reached out to us because I believe you had just lost the venue that you had been working with for some time, and had reached out. And anyways, long story short, the reason that I actually asked Clarissa to start working together with Pure Vision Entertainment was because I was so impressed with how detail oriented she was. Just her go and just eagerness to be able to put something on that was different in the community and the nighttime scene. But just overall how organized you were. I remember the first time you put an event on, you had everything from dancers to, there was so much decor. There was you DJing, there was live musicians, you did all of the sales, you did all of the marketing and promoting for it. And I'm probably missing some things there with all of that. But overall, everything that you did impressed me so much. And that was one of the big things that I took away from it, that I knew would be a huge thing for our couples and our clients when they reach out to Pure Vision, because many of them are very detail oriented, but some of them need a little help and guidance.
Right.
So tell us a little bit more about the Brazilian parties. Just start off there.
So since I moved to Portland, I found out that we have it surprised me. We have a big Brazilian community here. And then I felt that people weren't having like a place to go, good Brazilian music to listen to. So I've been doing this for a long time. Even when I was living in Brazil, I was organizing parties over there. So this is something that I do, and it's not hard. It's actually very easy for me to put something together like this. And when I saw, people looking for things to do here that could connect the community and all of that, I started reaching out to venues and trying to find places that I could bring the community together and put this party together. That's how I kind of started. I wasn't really expecting a lot of people, but then from day one until today, every time that I have this party, I get packed, and people sometimes waiting in line outside. So this is something that I'm really proud of being doing here, because we are so far away from Brazil, and bringing the community together here has been a nice thing and a pleasure to me.
I agree. Now, you've had a long tenure as a DJ now. I believe 16 going on 17 years. Everything from South America to San Diego, now to the Portland area. Tell me a little bit about all of your background and everything that you've done DJ-wise.
Since I've been in Brazil, I've been playing many types of events. We talked about this before. I have a passion in house music, electronic music, but I've been doing many types of events since, I was in Brazil. So I have a lot of experience with corporate events, weddings. I was doing weddings in Brazil as well, birthdays and quinceañeras and all of that. And when I came to the US, so I brought with me all of this experience from, my time in Brazil. Now I can kind of share with everybody everything that I can do, and many different types of events. Yeah, it has been going on very well. And now working with PVE, I've been getting a lot of wedding gigs, and I'm very happy about it. I think we have been succeeding that.
Now let me touch on one thing, and I get this question often with you because you have passions in many different areas within music, and it doesn't just focus on weddings or corporate events. But you DJ, event plan and promote. You're also a producer. One thing that I've come to learn about you, you have a vast knowledge of music. When the producing side of things, I've noticed that you love to be able to take aspects from your heritage from South America and mix them with some house beats and different things like that. But I know for the viewer and for most weddings around here, you have to be very, very open format and be versatile with a lot of genres of music. So what are some of your favorite to play in most of the, weddings and events? How do you go about that?
I think besides my personal, taste on music, I'm a DJ, so I can play everything. I like music. I love music. Music is my life. So I can play anything. So it's not because I have a preference in house music that I'm not going to be able to play something else. I really enjoy seeing people having fun and dancing and enjoying themselves. So, and this, besides what kind of music I'm playing, I'm going to be happy, and I'm very proud of what I do. And in weddings specifically, it's something completely different from what I do in clubs, but it's still music, and I'm still a DJ, and I still can share with people my knowledge. And it's just like a little bit different, that the way that you mix the songs when I'm mixing electronic music and when I'm mixing open format, but doesn't mean that I don't have that skill. I've been doing this for so long. I can do any type of music. I like to say, in terms of the weddings, I like to have at least like 2 meetings with the couples, and the first meeting, they're gonna get to know me, I'm gonna get to know them, and I'm gonna understand what their tastes are, and I'm just providing a service. Gonna be there playing for them, for their guests, and making sure that the party is going on well. I'm not playing for myself. So this is something that I also want to have that clear, because sometimes people like, oh, what do you like to play? It's not just what I like to play. It's what I know that people want to listen to. So I'm gonna be playing what I know what people want to listen to, because it's gonna have the grandma and it's gonna have like a little kid, and I need to make sure everybody's enjoying, and it's some sort of like type of music that everybody can enjoy and have fun. So I think this is what it's about. It's not just what I like. Yes, I do like house music, but I can play everything. I'm a DJ.
Yep, absolutely. I've noticed I love watching your reels. There's one club that you play downtown. Gosh, I see you playing top 40, pop music, dance music, just a little bit of everything. But the funny thing is like I watch the crowds and they're just all going nuts, just having the greatest time dancing. I feel like all of that helps you so much with a wedding.
For sure, like not just this venue, but like I think throughout like my whole life, having like so many different experiences and different parties and groups of people and countries, it brought me like where I am right now. So if I get to a different dance floor, whatever it is, if it's a wedding, if it's a birthday party for a 90 years old or something like that, I'm gonna be able to make people dance. So, and Badlands is actually a funny story, because the owner of Badlands, he hates house music. And when I came to Badlands, they even told me like, don't mention house music to the owner, because he doesn't like house music. Stereotype of like, oh, this is like, it's gonna be a crazy club, people are gonna be going crazy here. It's not really what he wants. He wants to bring the family and like the community together. So over there, I play everything that people are gonna be enjoying, but not like just focus on the electronic part. So hip hop, all the pops. Badlands is a place that I play what I know that people are gonna be enjoying, because that dance floor needs to be on fire no matter what. So I'm gonna bring the fire to the dance floor.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So one thing you touched on is your process in working with clients and couples. And over the years, one thing that I've loved is you've kind of taken the bull by the horns and adapted to the processes that I put in place for our couples to make sure that they feel supported. But a lot of it is determined upon the DJ who is actually part of their wedding day or their private event. What is your process throughout, once they get done with a contract, to make sure they feel supported leading up to their event or their wedding day?
I like to reach out to them, and make myself available for any kind of questions that they might have. And I also like to set up like an initial meeting to get to know them. Same thing, for them to get to know me. To have like a few questions in terms of music that I can kind of understand their taste and what their vision for the party. And once I have the answer, I like to organize myself this way. I open like a folder on my computer for each event and each couple. So that's the way that I organize myself. I have all the songs that they really want for me to play in there, separate from other couples and for other events. So making sure that I'm not gonna just mix up with something else. And this is something that I mentioned to them, and I like to personalize things. It's like, hey, my playlist for your wedding is gonna be something special for your big day, something different from somebody else. So that's why it's so important for me to understand what your tastes are, your favorite artists and all of that.
Now, through all the planning process and everything that you do, obviously most of the couples that we're working with now are millennials or Gen Zs, and they have different expectations than their parents did about their weddings and their private events. How do you go about making sure each couple feels heard, but their day is different and it's more personalized and curated to them?
This connection is going to be through the meetings that we have. We're going to have a conversation. I'm going to understand what their vision are, whatever their vision is. You know, there's no like right or wrong. I'm going to try my best to do exactly what they're thinking of the big day, because it's their big day, and I want to make sure that I'm providing what they really want to, what they expect from the DJ, you know, from the music perspective. If it's like a group that it's not like a very like dancer group, or if they think that their guests are not gonna dance.
Let's shift forward to the actual event day or the wedding day. How do you balance the couple's vision versus the energy of the guest?
I have a feeling, you know, every time that I'm like behind the DJ booth, you probably feel the same thing. We have this feeling, when is the right time to play one song, or it was the right time to play another song. And when you see the guests enjoying, I think the couple, no matter what, the couple wants to see their guests enjoying. So if they have a vision of something more chill, but the guests are really enjoying and having a good time, I think the couple is gonna have a good time as well.
Yeah. Now, do you have a particular style or energy that you bring that you feel like is different?
I think every DJ is different, you know, no one is the same. I have a way of like organizing my playlist. I have like my way of telling a story. That's how I like to, if you ask me about how I organize my set, I like to tell like a story for the dance floor. There's a beginning, there's a middle of the party, and there's an ending. This is about like how my personality is. I like to be someone that organizes myself. I have things organized. So every DJ is different. I think every DJ brings like a different energy to the party. You probably have like your own way. I have my way. And in the end of the day, if everybody's having a good time and people are dancing, I think that's what matters.
What is something or a couple of things that most couples don't realize that we as event DJs and wedding DJs do?
It is all of this behind the scenes part, you know. There's like an organization behind everything. It's not just me showing up and playing music all of the blue. I'm doing some research. I'm creating this folder for each couple. You know, I'm like aware of what's going on nowadays. What the songs that are being like playing on the radio, or the bangers, or like things that are new artists and all of that.
Now, let me shift forward a little bit to the very end of a wedding day or private event. Has there been anything meaningful that a couple has said to you at the end of the night that has just stayed in your mind?
I think I've been very lucky, because every wedding that I play, in the end of the night, I get like some good words. If it's not from the bride and groom, sometimes it's from the parents or from guests. I think if I can say like one specific situation is when like during the meeting, bride and groom, they kind of said that their group weren't like very like big dancers. Somehow I got this crowd like dancing a lot. And so in the end of the night, they both came to me and said, hey, we really appreciate you and everything that you did, because we told you that my group they weren't like big dancers, and now everybody's having like an amazing time and really dancing a lot. So thank you so much for doing this. So this is something that I will never forget.
Now, one thing that I love about you is you have an amazing support system around you with your wife, Natalie. And yes, you two have become like the dynamic duo around the area, because she not only supports you behind the scenes with, you know, just set up, tear down, being your support system throughout a wedding or private event, but she also is an MC, and actually, what many people don't know, she's actually become an officiant as well. I've been asked that she do that role as well, out of the blue. But the coolest thing about you two and being a dynamic, you know, duo is your versatility on being an MC, and that was the reason I wanted to bring this up. is you have the ability to be an MC in both English and Portuguese, but Natalie has the ability to be your support system as well. If you're DJing, she can be an MC in both English and Spanish as well. And how has that just evolved over the years? I'm curious just to tell the audience, how you two have come, so far and, now everything.
Well, her dad is from Spain, so her first language was actually Spanish, and there she is. And when I saw that, and I was like, we need to use that skill. You speak Spanish perfectly. And now with weddings and all of that, there's definitely like a demand around here in the Portland area and Pacific Northwest for Spanish speakers. And then I told her, you're with me on this, and we need to bring this to the table because this is great.
I've had so much great feedback from many of the couples that you guys have worked with because it's their big day, but they see how much fun and how just connected you two are, and they feed off of that. I remember there was a time earlier this year, I believe it was, where the couple the week of asked you to translate the entire ceremony in Spanish while their officiant was speaking English, and there was no time for practice or anything. How did you adapt to that?
That was the first. I just, luckily I had a printout that I was able to follow, and I can read in Spanish very well. So I just said, let's do this. And, pulled out the mic and got it done.
I love it.
Oh, she did very well.
Clarissa, let me shift back to you real quick. One question that I've wanted to ask you is, throughout all your experience, if you could say one thing or a couple of things to any of the couples that are watching with advice to how they should go about choosing their DJ, what would you say?
I think, of course, we need to hire someone that knows what they're doing, and it's all about it's all about the music. But I think one of the important things that I've noticed, being a DJ and also working with events and having experience for all of those years, I think it's of course you need to have a couple of meetings and seeing what's out there in terms of professionals. But during the meeting, you need to feel if the DJ it is professional, if they give you some sort of security, you know what I mean, of what they're doing, but not just in terms of the DJing part, not just about the music. If this person is reliable, if the person's really professional. Throughout all of these days, I've been seeing a lot of couples looking for someone last minute because their DJ just disappeared. What kind of professional is that? You know what I mean? So I think if I was going to give you some sort of advice, I would say if I was going to hire a DJ, I would talk to this person, make sure this person is a real professional, because it's about showing up on time, setting up everything correctly, having a good communication with the coordinator. It's just so much more than just the music part. It's so much more going on. So the music part is just a small percentage if you're gonna think about it, because having meetings, showing up on time, having the setup correctly, communicating well with the coordinator, bringing the party together is so much more than just the music part.
Looking back on your time with your private events, your wedding days, even some of your club days, can you think of a challenge that was unexpected that just came about randomly? And once you figured that out, how'd you overcome it?
I can think of something. So we had a wedding at this a venue that it wasn't really a wedding venue. It was more like a side room of part of a church. And I think they weren't really prepared for the amount of equipment that it was gonna bring. And all of a sudden the power just shut down. And it was in the middle of the music, so it wasn't a good thing. But also talking about the responsibility and being organized, we always have backup things with us. So it was really good to have that source with me and have Natalie as well with me, being someone to run out super quick to find another power outlet that wasn't really part of that room. And with us, of course, we had a very long extension cord that we could use to have that problem solved very quick. And of course, people really didn't really notice a lot because it was very quick. But after that, and I was like, oh my God. I look at her, I was like, I'm so glad that we have like a bag full of cables with us.
So, final question I have for you is thinking about expectations. What can a couple expect, but why should they choose you?
Well, but I think they are gonna have exactly what we talked about this whole interview, having someone that is professional, that is organized, and it's gonna bring the party, you know, I'm gonna bring the party together. What makes me feel very good as a professional, it's seeing like people having a good time and dancing. And that's definitely what I'm gonna do, you know, they hire me.
Well, thank you. I appreciate the time.
Thank you so much for having me again.
Absolutely.